The Enigma of the Wandering Candle, a Chicago renter's haunting discovery. The chilling tale of a seemingly innocuous old candle in a Chicago basement has sent shivers down the spines of paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. What began as a curious find by a renter in the Windy City quickly escalated into a series of unsettling events, culminating in a perplexing video recording that has left many searching for logical explanations. This isn't just a story about bumps in the night. It's a first-hand account of a seemingly inanimate object exhibiting independent movement, challenging our understanding of the known world. The renter, who wishes to remain anonymous due to the unnerving nature of the occurrences, stumbled upon the aged candle tucked away in a dimly lit corner of their rented Chicago basement. It was a relic, perhaps left behind by a previous tenant, its wick brittle and its wax discolored with time. Initially, it was just another piece of forgotten clutter, destined for a box of discarded items. However, its presence soon began to coincide with a series of unsettling phenomena. The first sign that something was amiss came in the form of faint, rhythmic knocking sounds that would echo through the quiet house late at night. These weren't the usual creaks and groans of an old building settling, they were distinct, deliberate knocks that seemed to emanate from the basement area. The renter, initially dismissing them as pipes or structural shifts, grew increasingly uneasy as the knocking became more consistent, often occurring shortly after they had been in the basement. Curiosity soon turned to apprehension. The renter, a pragmatist by nature, began to notice a peculiar correlation. The knocking sounds seemed to intensify whenever they had moved the old candle from its initial spot. Whether it was shifted a few inches to clear a path or placed on a shelf for tidiness, the subsequent nights would be marked by an increase in the mysterious sounds. This seemingly impossible link, between the movement of a mundane object and auditory disturbances, started to chip away at the renter's logical reasoning. They experimented, deliberately moving the candle to different locations within the basement, only to be met with the same unsettling nocturnal symphony of knocks. Driven by a growing sense of unease and a desire to understand the bizarre occurrences, the renter decided to employ technology. They acquired a motion-activated security camera and strategically positioned it in the basement, directly facing the candle's original location. The aim was simple: to capture any activity that might be contributing to the knocking or to debunk the increasingly supernatural theories forming in their mind. What the camera ultimately recorded, however, was far more astonishing and unsettling than they could have ever anticipated. The footage, time-stamped in the dead of night, shows the old candle. It sits momentarily in the spot where the renter had moved it earlier in the day. Then, with no visible external force, the candle begins to slide. Slowly, deliberately, it glides across the concrete floor. There are no drafts, no vibrations, no shadows of a hidden string or mechanism. The movement is smooth, unnatural, and undeniable. The candle continues its solitary journey until it settles precisely back into the corner from which it was originally found. The entire event unfolds in eerie silence on the recording, a silent testament to a phenomenon that defies conventional explanation. Upon reviewing the footage, the renter was left in a state of profound shock. The video confirmed their growing suspicions and validated the unsettling experiences they had been enduring. It wasn't their imagination, nor was it the creaks of an old house. An object, seemingly of its own volition, was returning to its original place. The knocking sounds, in retrospect, seemed like a protest, a rhythmic complaint from an unseen force disturbed by the candle's displacement. The implications of this footage are profound. If genuine and unedited, it presents undeniable evidence of poltergeist activity or some form of psychokinetic energy. The meticulous return to the original place suggests not random movement, but an intentional act, perhaps by an entity connected to the candle or its former dwelling. This precision hints at a sentient force, one that actively seeks to maintain a specific order. News of the wandering candle quickly spread beyond the confines of the renter's immediate circle. Shared amongst friends and then cautiously uploaded to online forums, the footage captivated a global audience. Paranormal investigators, skeptics, and curious individuals debated its authenticity and offered theories ranging from elaborate hoaxes to genuine supernatural occurrences. Some posited subtle vibrations in the building, though the smoothness of the movement and its directional consistency seemed to contradict this. Others suggested the possibility of magnetic fields, yet there was no apparent magnetic source near the candle. The most compelling explanations, for those open to them, lean towards the paranormal. The candle, as an old object, could potentially be an anchor for residual energy or a spirit. Objects, especially those that have been present in a location for a long time, are often considered to be mediums through which spiritual activity can manifest. The knocking sounds, often associated with poltergeist phenomena, further strengthened these claims. It seemed as though the candle was not just an object but a focal point for an unseen presence that possessed a strong attachment to its designated spot. The renter, deeply unsettled by the unfolding events, eventually made the difficult decision to move out of the property. While the candle itself presented no direct threat, the constant, unexplained knocking and the chilling visual evidence of its autonomous movement created an environment of pervasive unease. The experience left them with more questions than answers, and a profound respect for the unseen forces that may inhabit our world. The case of the Wandering Candle of Chicago remains an enigma, a captivating entry in the annals of unexplained phenomena. It serves as a stark reminder that sometimes, the most extraordinary events can arise from the most ordinary of objects, challenging our perceptions and leaving us to ponder the true nature of reality.